Well, hello everyone. I definitely did not want to have an introduction to this class through a video, um, but I thought at least we should try to. I should give you a little bit of something for the first day of class. Um, Although I hope everyone gets a chance to watch this before next class. Um, these are the slides that I was planning on presenting. I don't exactly know how I'll change things for our actual real first day. Hopefully, when I come to class on Wednesday. I'm a little sick. I'm just trying to get over something. Mainly, I'm just kind of tired and don't have a lot of stamina, and I don't know, just a little bit of a head cold. So I thought best just to stay home, keep it safe. Don't want to get you guys all sick your first week of class. Um, this is a pretty important class, I think. I think that's the first message I kind of want to send, and I'll be sending that again when we meet in person. But sometimes you think, oh, math class, what do I need it for? I think many students have had many semesters of math or many years of math, and maybe they haven't always been the greatest classes. Um, this class, I think, is going to break the mold. It's not really. I wouldn't say it's a math class. It's in the math department. It meets a math requirement, but statistics is really a more. It's a different thing. It's more like a science. Um, we can see. I have this quote here from who's this from? A.G. Wells. H.G. Wells. Statistical thinking will one day be as necessary a qualification for efficient citizenship as the ability to read or write. Um, I think. I think you're going to find that what we're covering in this class is going to help you throughout your life. I think what we're doing is valuable skills. Um, I hope I demonstrate that to you throughout the semester. Um, it's a valuable class. It's worth learning. I think everyone is capable of learning this material. Some will come easier to than others. Some will have to put in a little more work. But we learn by doing. And I think as long as you come to class and do the work, you will get better at statistical thinking. So the class, it meets a requirement for transfer for most majors. But if you're a math, science, engineering, business, this class might not meet the transfer requirement. I mean, I'm almost sure it won't if you're math, science, engineering. Business requirements have been changing a lot in the last couple of years, so you probably need to speak to a counselor. I look at this class as it's an introduction to the principles of statistics. What I'm hoping to help you develop are critical reading skills and evidence-based communication skills. A lot of this is reading and communication. This course assumes no prior exposure to statistics. There are no prerequisites. There's very little algebra. Instead of teaching statistics by relying on math language of formulas, we focus on the ideas and the concepts. When we need to do analysis and make calculations, we let the computer do it for us. My idea for this class is to have an inclusive environment. Everyone comes in here. Everyone feels they're a part of the class. Everyone feels supported from me, from our peers. I want you to be empowered and in control of your learning. When we are in class, I try to put together activities where you can work together on processing ideas. I also very much have a priority to have you explain things to the class, either in small groups, one-on-one, a group of 4, or occasionally to walk up to the front of the room and to show what you've done and explain how to do something. It's always a challenge to get this publicly sharing of information, but I think that is the best way for you to learn, is for you to have to communicate about what you're learning. So, although it is uncomfortable, it's very uncomfortable to talk when you're still, on unsure ground, you're still learning. But I want to set an atmosphere in the class where we just try to do the best we can. It's like we're playing the game of life when we all want to participate. So I hope we all feel like we can go out there and be part of the class, to talk, to share, to explain, to ask questions. Because we're just here together. We're here together to help learn, to help each other learn. And I think the more that we talk, we can learn from one another. And the more that we talk, we can, figure out what we know and what we don't know. Because only when you try to communicate do you actually start to, you butt up against where your confusion lies. My goal is I want everyone to find the course accessible, approachable, and then ultimately I want this class, you should feel that this class is worthwhile and enjoyable. My main driving force, my goal in the class is for you to engage with the material. I want you to be this class should be very engaging, and you should feel like you're a little scientific investigator. Get your little magnifying glass and investigate. I think everyone likes a good, story. Everyone likes to learn about something. They like to kind of figure things out. This class should, pique your interest and allow you to be curious. But ultimately, this class is about enhancing your voice. I want you to learn the language, the statistical language, be able to understand the concepts, and to be able to have these new skill sets. All right. What do I want from you? I want you to come to class. If you don't come to class, that is an issue because we can't move forward if you don't come to class. I want you to focus and participate, share your ideas, thoughts, confusions, ask questions, support and encourage one another. We need you to timely attempt each assignment. Even if you don't have it 100% correct, even if you're unsure you're doing it right, you still need to complete the assignment. Then we can look at it and try to help you with the assignment. Here's a quick life story of me. I don't know if I can see this all right here, but So here I am as a little kid. I played a lot of sports. I grew up in Michigan, big backyard. I went to the University of Michigan in the early 1900s or 1990s. It's a great time. I took my first job at GTE. It was a telephone company like AT&T. They eventually got merged under Verizon. I quit that job within 1 year to go into teaching. Here I was in the late 1990s, a teacher. I taught down in Huntington Beach at Edison High School. I taught physics and mathematics. While I was teaching here, I got interested in sport, in auto racing, and I actually quit my job teaching, trying to get a job in auto racing. That never materialized, but along the way I got a master's degree in mechanical engineering. And here I am, my wife and I, this is my wife now, Shelly, we opened up a restaurant in Ann Arbor. We had a restaurant for 2 years. Things kind of, I don't know, this is a whole nother story, but life kind of threw me a couple curveballs. I ended up searching for who I was. I had a little break with my wife. She was my girlfriend at the time, but we broke up for a while. I ended up, spending a month in the mountains with my friend Ron. We hiked the John Muir Trail. I think this is close to Mount Whitney. I don't think this is Mount Whitney. This is just somewhere close by. But we did hike. We did ascend Mount Whitney. This later led me to devoting a lot of my time to yoga. I ended up going to India and to participate in an advanced meditation program with Sadhguru. Eventually I came back to America and I got a job teaching, my first community college job teaching. I was teaching up at Feather River College in Quincy, California, a very beautiful place. During that time at Feather River, I got a calling kind of to go back to my yoga, and I ended up quitting my job at Quincy. We were together, Shelly and I, we were together, and we actually both quit our jobs, and we moved to Tennessee to help establish and develop the yoga center. It's called the Isha Yoga Center, the Isha Institute of Inner Sciences, founded by Sadhguru. And I was there for a couple of years, but then I kind of had like a mysterious illness. Ended up finding out it was a Hashimoto's disease, which is like it's like your thyroid gland stops working. So it was a very difficult time in my life to understand what was going on. It was very hard being at the ashram because the ashram is like a 24 hours a day kind of a job, very demanding. So I ended up having to leave the ashram to kind of focus on my health. And my wife thought, let's move to the Dominican Republic. So we moved to the Dominican Republic and rented a little house in the Samana Peninsula. This is like in Las Galeras. This is close to, I don't know where it's close to. It's a little peninsula. It's a very small little town. It just got a New York Times article for like these beautiful like freshwater streams that they have there in the DR. It was a really nice place. The goal was to kind of like, rejuvenate, eat fresh fruits and vegetables, kind of take care of myself. Ultimately, though, kind of money ran low. We came back to America. We moved to South Lake Tahoe for a while. We tried to establish a paddleboard business where we were renting and selling paddleboards. That didn't last too long. Eventually, I ended up applying for teaching jobs again and got a job at Napa Valley Community College. I taught there for only 1 year. While I was there, we adopted a little kitty cat, Simon. After that, while I was at Napa, I applied to Ohlone. This looks like Ohlone. I think this is a picture of Ohlone, but it was like I think this was like what it's supposed to look like. I don't think that's actually how it looks before they built the new buildings. But I came here in 2016. I taught in the portables. Probably no one knows of the portables, but there used to be these portables we used to teach in. And we adopted another cat, Vita. A little kitty cat, Hob, snuck into our life too. And then in 2022, my wife and I, we had our first child, Ava. This is our daughter, Ava. So a quick little story of my life. I thought you might want to just know where I come from, what I've done. Kind of, if you have any questions, I've seen quite a bit of different things. I think I can advise quite well on career, just life choices. Okay, so we're going to be using the software called the Integrated Statistical Learning Environment, otherwise known as ISLE. ISLE is like a small little island. We'll use ISLE all semester long. You really need to focus on understanding ISLE because it's going to be there with us the whole year. I created all the modules. They complement the textbook. They teach statistics, but they also focus on doing statistics, doing analysis. And then there's questions in each module. I'll explain more about ISLE as we get into it, but I just want to make sure everyone realizes ISLE is something here that we really do need to focus on. Okay, so let me get into what's the next things to do. So if you go into Canvas, you should see that there's sign up for ISLE. So hopefully that process makes sense. I'll go through. I made a video here, so I think there shouldn't be an issue with signing up for ISLE. The one mistake was I didn't have initially in here section 9. So when you come in here, you do want to make sure that when you sign up for ISLE, you're in section 9. If you already signed up for section 4, just send me an email and I'll delete you from section 4, but we're in section 9. So you want to sign up for ISLE, get into section 9, and then you'll open the first module, module 0. Module 0 is mainly, it's just an introduction to ISLE. That's why it's called 0. It's an introduction to statistics too. But there's a series of readings. So we have our first reading. So if you go to here, there's a first reading. What is statistical thinking? And I want you to kind of read the first part of this. This causality is a little bit tricky to understand, but I think it's a good little introduction to statistics. It's not like anything on here is like going to be on a test question or anything like that. You just read it casually, see what you can take away from the reading, that first reading. The second reading is more textbook kind of reading. It's in a different textbook that I'm going to be using. This is Introduction to Modern Statistics. And this chapter 1 it's basically about data, how data is organized. and how we define different types of data. All of this material we're going to be covering in much detail throughout the rest of the year. We'll be much more hands-on with data. This is just to give you a little bit of an introduction to it. I hope it's not too overwhelming for you. Just read it and see what you get out of it. There's a lot of terminology. We'll definitely try to make sure we focus on the terminology. I don't want you to get overwhelmed in the terminology. I think terminology, it's best when it just starts to become words that we use, and I think by using them again and again and again, they'll start to have meaning for us. So don't get too worried about it. I try to focus on what are the main ideas, what's an observational unit, what are parameters versus statistics. Randomness is a big topic. It's hard to really explain exactly what that is. Generalization, population samples, association causation, observational and experimental studies, random assignment. Okay. And you can watch a video on it too. All these videos are here. You can click on the title and it will take you to the YouTube so you can you can go through the video a little easier. It's a little hard to go through it when you're watching it inside of IEL. And then after the reading, there is a reading check that'll ask you some questions. It'd be good if you could go through these questions for next class. The third reading is our next reading here.
It takes you the discussion of observational studies.
It takes you into the next chapter, chapter 2. When we're in chapter 2, it's mainly about sampling, but I don't really get too involved with all the different methods of sampling. Sampling is a very big topic. It's not that critical for this class to understand every method of sampling. I think what's the more important part of this reading is about what makes something an experiment and what makes something an observational study. What are the limitations of the two different types? I think if you come back to the chapter review, this is probably like the most important document in here. It talks about, it's a lot to kind of digest here, but if you can understand this, I think you get the main idea of what's the deal about observational studies. Okay, probably going really long. How many minutes have we been here? 17 minutes. Okay, let me continue on. So signing up for IEL, working through the first readings. So you should try to get the second page done. That'd be really nice if you could get the second page done. And then let's see what's next here. So we had sign up for IEL, do page 2, create an introduction slide. So we have, the class has already started to make introduction slides. So you'll see if we go into here, there's a class. This is a chance just for you to be able to quickly see who's in our class. I ask a bunch of questions. You could follow this or not follow this. It's your choice what you want to introduce or what you want to share about yourself. I shared, a picture of myself, my wife, my daughter. I shared my kitty cats. Talked about where I've been, what's my education, my work experience. So you could do the same. We already started having some students have already started to share, which is awesome. This is actually, I go through this so many times to try to learn everybody's name. So this is a huge help for me. The more you can share, the easier it'll be for me to try to, get to know you and be able to know your name and know your face. I want to get to know everybody. That's the greatest joy of teaching, is actually being able to interact with each one of you. Okay, so introductory slide is next, and then there's LP1. Don't worry about this one yet. We're not there yet, so I wouldn't worry about LP1. LP1 is a reading, but we're actually going to wait, and we'll do a reading in class together. So we're going to save this, and we're going to look at this reading in class on Wednesday. All right. What else? What else is there to say? Okay. Okay, I guess waitlist information. If anyone's still learning about the waitlist, you need to, if you're in this class, you need to come to class. If you're on the wait list, you still need to attend the first week of class. And if someone who's enrolled doesn't attend, then I'll open up a spot for someone on the wait list. I give permission through my Aloni. I'll email you saying you have permission, and then you can sign up for the class. I usually keep the classes at 40. Technology requirements. We will be using computers daily in class. You need to bring a charged laptop because unfortunately this college was built just recently, but they did not put a lot of cords in or a lot of plugs. So there is a free loaner laptop program. If you click on this link right here, it'll take you to emergency technology request form. You can click on here, put your name in here and say, I request a laptop. You can even request a webcam, a hotspot. I guess you can only request one at a time. But request a laptop, you put in your phone number, put in all your information. They will, I believe they email you and say your computer is ready and you come and pick it up from IT, usually within a couple days. Maybe at the beginning of the semester it's a little slow, I'm not exactly sure, but you can get a free loaner laptop. What else? I think that's about it. Let me go back to my original slides. So we're going to sign up. Pages 1 and 2 in aisle. We're going to do an introduction slide. Okay, I guess I'll finish this with a little bit of advice. When it comes to this class, I think you just have to have an open mind. You have to believe in yourself. And then just not be afraid to try. I think growth happens when you push yourself into unknown territories. So you just have to have courage and you just have to try. I will always be there for you, always supporting you. I teach a class that's focused on your success. I do not try to construct this class in a way to see what you don't know. I give you every opportunity to show me what you do know. I'll talk more about this in person. I think it makes more sense in person. I think, just appreciate this opportunity. Education is a huge opportunity. It's special. It is a privilege. I hope that this can be transformational. And you can read through these on your own, I guess, but I just a couple little things. I just think it is important that you be yourself. Don't judge, don't look at others and see why you're not like them, or you just have to be authentic. I think the more authentic you are, the more you're going to enjoy this class and the more you're going to enjoy your life. Just know that what's in here, this is special. Each one of you, this is special, what's inside of you and who you are. Curiosity, it's the greatest skill to have. Have wonder, just to look and be curious. And then, I don't know, this might not be easy, but don't worry about your grade. Relax. Trust yourself. Trust me to take care of you when it comes to giving you a grade at the end of the semester. Just enjoy the process. We're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are A-okay. They happen. Especially when you're learning. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. And even when you think you know it all, you're still going to make a lot of mistakes. It's all right. That's humanity. All right. Okay. I have some quotes in here too. You can look at them later. I'll share this with you when I send this email to you. Come to class. I guess I'll see you on Wednesday. I believe this is all that my message was for today. If there's any questions or anything I didn't get over, please let me know. Send me emails. But I think it's best, let's see each other on Wednesday. Hopefully I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. It's not like I'm really that bad. I just didn't really want to come to class and be sick. And, no one wants to see a sick teacher on their first day. Also, this allows me to conserve my energy these 2 days and get myself healthy for Wednesday. Oh, last thing. Sorry. There is a class, this 959X class. This class it's a free support class. So if we click onto this, it's a non-credit class for the supporting concepts taught in statistics. So it's additional instruction. It's pass or no pass. It's a free class. I take attendance just to keep track because with the college gets paid for if you come to the class or not. But if you don't sign up for the class, there's a possibility the class could get canceled. So I need to get enrollment up. I need to get at least probably like 12 students, 12, 15 students in the class. Then we're okay. Right now I only got 3. So I do need to get more students. So if there is an opening in your schedule, please go into MyAloni and sign up for this. There's an issue with it right now where it's asking for an authorization code to sign up for the class. If you do want to sign up for the class, just shoot me an email. I'll authorize you for the class, and then you can sign up for it. It's supposed to be resolved. They're working with admissions and records to fix the class so anyone can sign up for it. It meets Wednesdays, 11:30 to 12:35. I pretty much run it as like a drop-in tutoring center. You can just come in and get help on anything you want. I'm just in there. It works really well because I'm in there. I'm your teacher for the class. We meet at 1 o'clock. So you just come early to the class. You come early to the class. It's right next door to our class. It's in 1207. We're in 1205. You come a little early. You get a little help on anything that you're having trouble with. But you don't have to come. There's no requirement to come to the class. It's a completely like open and just a supportive environment to walk into and get help on anything. All right, that's it. Thank you very much, guys.